Hi guys, welcome to the channel again today. Rad Dad Toolbox, another episode. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2015 BMW X5. And this BMW is like many of the BMWs with the 6-cylinder, so it also kind of applies to the 5 Series and specifically 2013 through 16 or 17 on the X5. So looking forward to showing you how to do this step by step and how to save a ton of money on a synthetic oil change. So thank you again for joining us, and let's get to it.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up the oil cap here so it will drain completely and get that air down in there and get every little drip out.
Scalpel, I'm going in.
Okay, now we're going to open the drain plug using a 17mm socket. Okay, and old oil. And put the new oil in. There we go. And we'll just let that flow for a few minutes. A crush gasket, you always can account for it. In this case, it fell out in the drain pan. Don't want to try to put two of them in there at the same time. Could cause damage. Okay, we're going to open up this oil filter. I'm going to set that aside, and then it has some really important gaskets in it. This has a oil filter gasket, both a small one, I don't know if you can see that right there, and then the large one. And then this is really important. You don't want to ever leave this out. This is what's called the crush washer. It's a copper washer that goes on the drain plug itself. So make sure that you replace that every single time, or it can leak. So make sure you replace that every single time. And there's a picture of the crush washer actually on, I don't know if you can see that there, on the drain plug. Okay, so while that oil continues to drain, we're going to go ahead and take the oil filter off. It's located on the top of the motor, and we're going to be using this 86mm oil filter wrench. Just click it on an extension onto your wrench. You're going to fit it over the top. You want to make sure it fits snugly, and we're going to break that loose. And it can be fairly tight. It's got a little resistance as you take that off. Okay, so now let's take that and we'll let that drain just a little bit with the old oil filter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull the gaskets off of this. I pulled the old filter off. You can see it back there in the background. And now we're going to pull the gaskets off. And there's one big gasket at the top. I'm using my gasket puller, and it's not working too good. There we go. Oop. And it kind of breaks. There we go. And that pulls off. We throw that there. And then we've got a little one right here. Hopefully you can see it, and I'm filming this right. And these are sharp, so be careful, because they will take your fingers, they will poke your fingers good. And I'm having a little more tough time with this one. There we go. So we pulled that off. Okay, so I've got the new gasket, the big gasket on there. You want to take just a little bit of the oil and just rub on the gasket all the way around, just so it has a nice seal. And the same with the little one. I just popped that one on. So it's ready for the new filter. We're going to go ahead and put that on. And they're not directional, I don't believe. I'm going to put the label up just because I like that better. You just snap it in there, and then all you're going to do is put it back in the housing.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead, it's pretty well dripped out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil drain plug back in. Make sure again that you do have that crush washer on the end, because it will leak without it. Okay, so we're gonna try to hand tighten that, and then we will finish it off. Snug it down. Never want to, I like to say kung fu it, because it can strip it or ruin the oil pan. So you want to just kind of snug it up. So I've got it finger tight. We're almost in there. And now, oops, I've got to tip this over. Not a lot of room under here without my lift. So anyway, now oops, we will snug it down. Don't have a lot of room in there. I need to move that oil pan, but hey, there we go. And like I say, you just want to snug it so it crushes on that ring. And then this is an old habit I have. I'm just going to put some oil in at the top here, just so that we have a little oil in the filter when we start it. And I'll go ahead and get this started here. Got the new gaskets on, the new filter. I'm going to put that down in there and tighten it. Get it started here, and we'll use our tool to snug it down on that gasket. You can kind of see that gasket there. It's a different color, so it really stands out. Okay, on our oil filter tool. Again, it's an 86 millimeter. And again, we just want to snug this up. We don't want to strip anything or break anything, so we'll go till it seats down there good. And that's about it. Okay, for shooting on the camera here, I decided to use a different funnel just so it would stay in the hole better, not spill all over the place. Somehow I know about that. I do keep a little paper towel down in here just so dirt can't get down in there, but this one will stay in while I'm filming. So now here comes the fun part. All right, here we go. This is Pennzoil Euro Full Synthetic 530. It's the recommended oil for BMW, aftermarket oil for BMW. So let's let that flow in. It's like golden honey. And we're going to go ahead and add 7 quarts. Sometimes they can hold just a tad more, but we're going to do 7 quarts. So I've got 2 single quarts here, and I'll go ahead and add those now. And the final quart. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to put the cap back on and we'll fire it up, make sure there's no... Okay, we're going to go ahead and start it and make sure there's no leaks. And she looks great. And last but not least, I always like to put a physical sticker on all my cars. as a reminder when to change my oil. Remember, oil is the lifeblood of your car and is the most important thing you can do to really maintain it and give it long life. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the window, and another 5,000 miles, I'll be ready to go again. And by the way, I never go past 5,000 miles. I don't care what the owner's manual says. It's the best thing you can do to extend the life of your car. So happy motoring, appreciate you watching. You know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and appreciate you.
We're done. So I'm back in my clean clothes again, took my jacket off, got all cleaned up all the old gloves and all that good stuff throughout the bottles. One thing I wanted to talk about too is make sure that you're safe when you do this. I use these Rhino ramps. They're a fantastic product. You can buy them at Walmart. But you want to make sure that your parking brake's set, that it's in park, etc., just so you don't have any possible accidents in rolling down. And again, I just want to tell you that oil is the lifeblood of any car. You want to make sure that you change the oil frequently on a mineral-based oil or a traditional oil, say a 530 or a 1030 on a car. You want to change that maybe every 3 to no more than 4,000 miles. When I go synthetic on my Power Stroke, on my BMW or my shop trucks, I like to go no more than 5,000 miles. A little better engineered, way better actually, frankly, engineered oil, give you a lot longer life on your car. So I would change it at 5 on BMWs or any car, frankly, for that matter, regardless of what the maintenance manual tells you to do or the owner's manual tells you to do. I could give you a scientific lesson of why I do that, but the short version is it's the best way to extend the life of your car. So if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And